Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. So for the introduction on chapter 4, present worst analysis and future worst analysis. For the first video, we will introduce the learning outcome on this chapter and discuss things that we will learn on this chapter. So in general, this chapter will utilize the different present or future worst techniques to evaluate and select alternative. So there are two methods that we will discuss on this chapter. First, the present worst analysis method, and the second one is the future worst analysis method. In detail, there are 5 learning outcomes. We start with the first outcome. We will discuss on formulating the alternative. So we will see what are the differences between a proposal that categorized as mutually exclusive and independent projects. And there are 2 types of cash flow estimates. Number 1 is the revenue cash flow estimates, and number 2 is cost alternative cash flow estimates. And after we have understand this formulating alternative, we move to the second outcome and the third outcome about the present worst analysis. So learning outcome number 2 and learning outcome number 3. So in general, there are 2 types of scenario that we can categorize. One with equal life alternative problems, and the second one with different life alternative problems. So why we differentiate or we put different outcome on these 2 problems? Because these 2 scenario or problems will have a different strategy to solve the problems. There are specific strategy for equal life alternative and specific strategy methods to different problem related with different life alternative. And then we move to the learning outcome number 4, future worst analysis method, which is we bring all the value to the future value to solve the problems. And then the last part on this chapter, we will discuss about capitalized cost analysis, also known as a CC analysis, to solve problem involved with infinity life. So when the life is infinity for the alternative, so we have to use this CC analysis to solve the problems. So this is a 5 outcome that we will cover in this chapter. Yeah. So as introduction on this chapter, so an engineering project alternative is formulated so that to make or purchase a product, to develop a process, or to provide a service with specified results. Yeah. So all this nowadays we have several alternatives to be selected to be choose as our option, the best options. Okay. So an engineering economic analysis evaluate cash flow estimates for parameters such as initial cost and revenues, non-recurring costs, and possible service value at the alternative over an estimated useful life. So every alternative have their own life. Yeah, example 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. Yeah. So the issue is which is the best alternative, the best option that should be selected. Yeah. So the chapters in this learning stage, yeah, chapter 4, 5, and 6, including this chapter, is to develop and demonstrate the basic tools and techniques. So here we will learn the present worst analysis, future worst analysis in this chapter, and the next chapter we will learn annual worst analysis. What is the purpose? To evaluate one or more alternatives using the economic factors that you have learned previously and formulas learned in previous discussions. Yeah? The present factor, the future factor, the F, the uniform series factor A, and also the gradient factor, arithmetic and geometric gradients. Yeah? So that's the important student have a good competency to applying all the economic factors, to develop the cash flow diagram, to develop an equation based on the cash flow diagram given and to solve the equations. Yeah. To refer the interest table factors. So what we have learned in previous chapter, chapter 1, 2, and 3 is essential so that you can understand this chapter 4, 5, and 6 easily. Because you have used all the fundamental economic factors application in this chapter for chapter 5 and chapter 6. So for the student that don't have that competency yet, you have to make your own revisions, yeah, so that you are able to apply competently the economic factors. Yeah, how to use the P factor, how to use the F factor, the A factor, and the gradient factor, and how again to develop cash flow diagram. Okay, so I think that's all for the introduction on this chapter. Again, I wrap up. There are 5 learning outcomes on this chapter. Basically, we will learn about the present worst analysis method, and the second one, future worst analysis method. And the last part on this chapter, we will learn about capitalized cost analysis to solve problem with infinity life. And again, I like to remind you must be competent to apply the economic factor before this, the P, F, A, and G factor, and develop the cash flow diagram. So you can competently use all the method that we will learn after this. So that's all. See you in the next video.